Jacob can't. No, you're not. Okay.
No, I'm
You're
not.
speak now.
Oh, no, I am. We're here.
You're
Hello.
good now.
You sound a little quiet. Are you just far away from your mic right now?
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully. How's
Okay,
it
cool.
now?
Yeah, that's better.
Issues. I need a better mic stand, but I'm too cheap.
I
Just
feel
spent
that.
$50 on a goddamn mic
I
stand.
feel like the boom I have is like an old ass like $15 boom about like
Yeah,
five
10,
or
15
six
bucks off
dollars.
Amazon.
Yeah.
100%. That's what mine is. But
I
hey,
should
we
have
upgraded with the things,
the
shock
mics.
mounts.
Oh, the shock mounts. That's true. I should buy a new one of those. God damn it. There's
Support us on
an
Patreon. We'll
endless.
buy ourselves new microphones.
Yeah, I don't need a new microphone. I need a stand. I need. I don't know, the light
Subscribe
works,
for
I guess.
6 months. I think I got a sliver in my thumb.
Well, that fucking sucks. Have you seen? There's some of those like hella nice fucking boom stands too. That like I'm super jealous of people who have those ones.
Yeah.
Like those super bougie ones that like lift up and down at the base and then have like a separate piece and like it's. I think it's like it might be like Rode that makes those even. It's like
Yeah, Rode has some nice mic
super
stands.
super expensive like
$150 mic stands.
Oh no, I'm talking like $300-400 to like $1,000 for like the stand. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like it's insane.
I just need to get mine like on a pulley system so I can just like move it wherever.
You just need like a microphone dangling from your ceiling.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Fucking hardcore style.
I mean, wasn't that like wrestling, right? Like it's like the middle of the ring, like.
Yeah, but I want to use it like that.
And in this corner.
I'll use it like I'm in like a early 2000 hardcore music video, like maybe like in a desert.
You say hardcore, but I think post hardcore. Like I'm picturing more like Taking Back Sunday sort of situation here. Like
yeah.
Taking Back
I've
Sunday
got
post hardcore, Taking Back Sunday like emo. Like what is the like
screamo? I think according to Spotify.
I wouldn't classify them as screamo.
But I gotta have the duct tape around the.
What's up, Thomas?
The microphone. I've got to have.
Oh my god! Oh, duct tape
around my.
It's
arm
not even duct tape. It's the neon colored tape.
This. You've got my new head filled up with smoke.
I'm pretty sure the way that you're doing that is the exact way that he holds that
video,
and I'm kind of losing my mind right now. Oh shit!
They're out in the desert.
What's up, Henry?
We're just gonna do our podcast as post-hardcore bands in the desert. Green screen. I'm gonna buy one now.
Oh god damn it!
Get
there's no desert anywhere. We're in the Midwest. Yeah. Like there's where you gonna the nearest field, desert is an eternity away. Atticus, what's up, bud?
I feel like a open field, like just after like while there's not corn, like when the corn's been harvested already.
Oh, like that kind of like slightly resembles
it has the same feel, you know.
Oh, okay. You have like the similar like
icon.
I wouldn't say icon, but like profile picture. It's not quite the same, but it's okay. Cool.
Taco Catron is Henry. I'm never gonna remember that. Drawing a beard onto a skeletal raccoon.
Oh fuck! I forgot all about that, man. Was that? I was like last Friday, I think, that you asked that. Shit. Hopefully, you're still feeling artistic. Oof. We need to start this before I get too drunk to read my notes. Is the thing.
Please. Jacob's
I don't want to get that drunk.
Jacob.
No. I don't want to be that drunk. I'm always a little bit fucked up. I gotta. I feel like there was like an incident or two in season 1 that like was probably really bad, but I don't remember.
I feel like I don't know.
It's been a while, and I'm not gonna sing the song. Okay. Are you? Oh, you're not gonna start it? I'm gonna start it. Cool.
Oh.
Okay. I say you've done all the other ones. I figured you were just gonna start
What
all
do
of
you
them.
mean I've done all the other ones? Maybe this season, okay?
Yeah, this season. That's what I said. This
Oh
season.
my
I thought you were gonna
God.
do all
Season
of them.
4,
This season.
Connor opens the show.
Yep. I just sit here and do nothing. I'll just let you do it.
Shoot. And it's so hard without the music.
Yeah, you just have to fucking and see. Is the cryptid leprechauns? Who do you think we are?
Yeah, easy. Easy.
It might be leprechauns.
Hey, does anybody know if this Discord link is still relevant?
Which one?
Crepe D?
I believe so. Yeah.
I hope so.
Let
Okay.
me,
That may
yeah.
be
You
an
start
idea.
the thing. I'll go look and hover over the one on the website.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it works.
Hello, welcome to Counting Cryptids. I'm Connor. That
That's
over
it.
there is Jacob. Jacob, this is my intro. Sorry,
Jesus
headphone
Christ! Fucking
I've had a
already with the chaotic energy.
I've
All
had
right.
a couple of weird weeks. Today is St. Patty's Day.
It is.
So we're
So
gonna do like the Irish do.
and drink. We always drink.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have green beer. I
I
just have
green
Guinness.
beer.
You're kind of sick individual.
Wouldn't recommend.
Oh yeah, we
It
are,
is Coors
but
Light.
like we are fucking talking about leprechauns today though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that is
That was
actually the
Harry.
thing.
Henry. Call us out in chat.
All right, you said like the Irish. Are you Irish? Is that real?
I think I am. I
Feel
threw
like
away
you
my
have told me that you are.
Ancestry.com kit thing because I didn't want the FBI to get my DNA.
But didn't your family all do it?
No, my family didn't do it. My brother got it for me for Christmas one year, and
you just threw it
no.
away.
Well, it sat
Selfishly?
around for months, and like people were trying to convince me to sell it, people offering to take it off my hands. They wanted to take it off my hands, but the thing is, like, I signed up for the thing, like the account. And I think it's tied to that.
So you didn't want somebody to do that and then go and commit a crime, and then it would come back and then they'd frame you because like, well, we have this irrefutable evidence, this DNA evidence that you, Connor Kissling, did committed at the scene of. Yes, exactly. From this. Oh, that's actually like fucking insane way to frame somebody. This is already insanely off topic here. I don't know how we did that.
Maybe a hobo grabbed that thing and like sent it in, and then are committing crimes.
What?
Like a hobo got it out of the trash. I didn't destroy it. I just threw it in the garbage. Hobo got his hands on it, peed in it, and sent it into. It's not even pee. I think you just lick it. You get some saliva in a tube. No.
I don't think they can check your DNA ancestry through your piss. I don't believe the DNA is stored in the DNA. Perhaps is stored in the balls, even though the piss is not. Anyway,
did we say we're covering leprechauns today?
I did in fact mention that we were talking about leprechauns today.
Jacob,
yes.
you're clearly Irish.
I mean, technically Welsh, but I mean,
I know for sure I'm from Holland. Isn't that weird? But I'm almost certain that my father's side of the family is from Ireland. He has red hair. My dad has red hair. That's probably not the best thing to base it off of, though.
Certainly not. But like, I mean,
decent indicator
as
maybe?
a percentage basis, like it's probably decent. Probably not like far off. I mean, like you said that, and I'm like, oh, I mean, like technically I'm Welsh, you know what I mean? But it's like you're fucking splitting hairs here, so like, you know, I mean, but I mean, so like if look, I mean, you know what the fuck it is? Like it's a diminutive supernatural being from Irish folklore, typically classed as a type of solitary fairy. You know, grouchy little dude with a beard. You know, red hair, green coat, hat with a buckle, mischief, pots of gold at the end of the rainbow, shoes and whatnot. I don't fucking know. Like,
they're after me, Lucky Charms.
I mean, the word translates to something like small body. So there is a ton on this. Like, I didn't.
Surprising amount.
Look, I knew there was going to be a lot of like folklore and shit on this when we started. I didn't really realize how much how much of this shit there was going to be. There's a lot here, so certainly there's going to be some stuff that we don't cover or that we miss or whatever. So like, if you fucking find something cool that we missed, like, hey, send it our way, or
Yeah,
don't be mad that we didn't talk about it. So they're not like leprechauns aren't good or evil, right? They're just mischief makers, like practical joke with a temper kind of situation. Some of the examples of mischief that I saw were, quote, making a pot boil over and put out the fire, or make it impossible for the pot to boil at all. Sometimes they just like mess up all your things or hide your stuff, or they drink all of your milk or replace your booze with water. Just general tomfoolery.
bastards.
Also saw sometimes enjoy riding on sheep or a goat or a dog in a pinch. Early accounts described them as wearing red clothing, not green, as well as a variety of different hats, including but not limited to three-cornered hats.
Oh, just throw your notes up on the screen real quick. Sorry.
How dare you? So a description from an Irish poet named William Yeats reads, quote, the solitary fairies, like the leprechaun, wear red jackets, whereas the trooping fairies wear green. The leprechaun's jacket has 7 rows of buttons with 7 buttons to each row. On the western coat, the red jacket is covered by a frieze one, and in Ulster, the creature wears a cocked hat. And when he is up to anything mischievous, he leaps on the wall and spins, balancing himself on the point of the hat with his heels in the air.
Parkour.
And another from someone named McAnley described the Universal Leprechaun as, he is about 3 feet high and dressed in a little red jacket or roundabout with red breeches buckled at the knee, gray or black stockings, and a hat cocked in the style of a century ago over a little old withered face. Round his neck is an Elizabethan ruff, and frills of lace are at his wrists. And on the wild west coast, where the Atlantic winds bring almost continuous rains, he dispenses with ruff and frills and wears the frieze overcoat over his pretty red suit. So they go on to talk about like there's regional variants of fucking leprechauns, guys. Like, I mean, like everything. So in the northern counties of Ireland, he is known as the Loriman, and wears the uniform of some British infantry regiments, including a red coat, white breeches, but instead of a cap, he wears a broad-brimmed, high-pointed hat. Boy, there's all over the place. So in Tipperary, he's known as Lurigwa.
Lurigadon.
Thank you for following along in my notes. I appreciate it. He's depicted as wearing an antique slashed jacket of red, with peaks all around and a jockey cap, also sporting a sword, which he uses as a magic wand. In Kerry, known as Luricon, a fat little fellow with a jolly round face that rivals in redness the cutaway jacket he wears. That away always has 7 rows of 7 buttons, each in row. When in full dress, he wears a helmet several sizes too large for him, but in general usually doesn't bother with the headgear as it makes him stand out. But he does wrap his head in a handkerchief that he wears over his head.
Why is he wearing a helmet that's too big
Several
for him?
sizes too, because he looks cute in it. I don't fucking know. Why do you do anything you do? Like, I don't know. I mean, it keeps going on. You know, there's different descriptions of slightly different hats and red pants and breeches. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same fucking thing. It's just, yeah, right. Different names. There's tons of these. Like, I have a ton on this fucking one. I should probably talk about the
Cluricon.
The Cluricon, yes. So that is a thing, which is maybe different, but also is pretty much the same thing. Like a mischievous fairy in Irish folklore, known for its great love of drinking and tendencies to haunt breweries, pubs, and wine cellars. I'm unclear if this is just a leprechaun on a bender, or a different thing. Again, described as wearing red and sometimes portrayed as carrying a jug of ale or wearing a leather apron with a hammer in hand and whistling as he works. He also carries a magical container, usually a purse or a beggar's cup, which may contain a shilling known as the Lucky Shilling. It always returns to the purse no matter how often it is spent. Or sometimes it's just full of cash. Commonly, we'll carry 2 such purses. One is bait with a single copper coin. Leprechauns also have the power to fucking vanish. Well, I guess that's not leprechauns technically. The whatever. The Cloricon. But it said if they aren't being observed, right? So you have to like look away for them to vanish.
Appear? Oh, okay. So they're not there if you can't see.
They can't disappear if you're looking at them. Have you ever seen the movie Mystery Men?
I don't think so.
Bro, are you serious? Okay, I fucking wrote about this in my notes because it reminded me so much of Mystery Men, but I don't see it anywhere in my notes. That's kind of upsetting. So, Mystery Men is a movie about amateur suits. One of them, the Invisible Boy, I think is his name. His superpower is that he is able to turn invisible if nobody is looking at him, including himself. That is the only time he's able to do it, is if nobody is looking at him. I am uncertain of that. I think no, but like maybe if somebody is looking on the other end of the, I don't remember. Like it's been a lot.
Actively watching the camera.
It's like the movie is fucking hilarious. I tell you, fucking watch it. I think it's like 1999. What's his name? Ben Stiller's in it. Dane Cook has a cameo. Fucking. I don't remember his name. The guy from Shameless is one of the main. The shoveler. He just has a shovel. That's his fucking superpower. Like it's fucking insane, dude. Like I love that movie. Highly recommend. It's so fucking good. It's really, really dumb. One of them has like a bowling ball that's just like it's her dead dad's skull is in it. I don't. It's fucking just look. Great movie.
Real quick. Hello, Brooke and Angel.
Oh, Brooke and Angel. Hello.
And Angel, I did not get a haircut.
Hello.
Hair is just up.
Trunchbull head ass. Hey, I'd do anything for a slice of that cake, though. Don't you fucking dare. All right, let's figure out where the fuck I'm at in my notes here. I think I'm still talking about the Cloricon here. So they also share many attributes with the Bisural, a type of kobold stemming from German mythology and surviving into modern times in German folklore. Basically, house spirits who clean and work where they're staying. Usually they're invisible, but they can materialize in the form of an animal, fire, a human being, and a candle. The most common depictions of kobolds show them as human-like figures the size of small children wearing peasant clothing. The Bisural are kobolds who live in breweries or beer cellars of inns and pubs. They clean tables, wash glasses and bottles, and bring beer into the house, etc. You know, just a general beer wench. I read one account of one such spirit named Hodfellow that resided in a brewery in Kent, England in the 19th century, who would either help out and make the day easier or the exact opposite if he wasn't being paid his fair share of beer. So look, there's one other one I'm going to talk about, but there's a reason for this one. This one's called the Fardaring, another fairy from Irish mythology. This one translates to Red Man. He wears a red coat and hat. Red Man. Also sometimes known as Rat Boys, which is the only reason that I wanted to include this one, because they're sometimes called Rat Boys. I guess they're fat and have like dark hairy skin and long snouts and skinny tails. I again only wanted to say this because Rat Boys is a thing that I saw and I fucking laughed. The article goes on to say that, quote, the Fardaring is classified as a solitary fairy along with the Leprechaun and Cloricon, all of whom are most sluttish, slouching, slouching, jeering, mischievous phantoms The Far Darling in particular is described as the one who busies himself with practical joking, especially with gruesome joking. One example of this is replacing babies with changelings. They are also
Classic.
said to have some sort of connection to nightmares.
Sounds
Uh,
nightmarish.
yeah, something else that I had not considered at all until today. There are no female leprechauns. They are
Yeah.
all male. So
Weird.
since they are unable to traditionally procreate, some people believe that they are the unwanted offspring of an evil spirit father and a degenerate fairy mother. That's all I have on that. I didn't look any more into that.
Yeah. I saw your notes as like one of the first things I saw.
Literally in there it says, "Hey, look more into that." I didn't look more into that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Is what it is. I need a drink of water here.
Should I briefly talk about why we celebrate St. Patty's Day?
Why do we celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
I don't know. It has nothing to do with leprechauns.
Oh,
So I don't know why they're. Maybe it does. Maybe I didn't look enough into this, but I just googled St. Patrick's Day, and it told me about this day, March 17th, when people across the globe celebrate the anniversary of St. Patrick's death in the 5th century. I'm gonna say allegedly because I'm not sure that this is absolute fact.
allegedly.
But, St. Patrick was a 5th century patron saint of Ireland, and he drove all the snakes out of Ireland. Apparently,
But there were no snakes in Ireland.
there's no snakes. This was
My understanding of that is there were
Serpents.
never any snakes in Ireland. Is that
I
wrong?
do
Because
not know.
I remember that being a thing, and I looked
Supposedly,
and
yes.
like that I don't know. Okay,
St. Patrick was born in Roman Britain, but was kidnapped at the age of 16 and brought to Ireland, then made a slave. Later, he escaped, but would eventually return to bring Christianity to the people of Ireland. The Irish have been observing the 17th of March as a religious holiday for over 1,000 years, and Irish families traditionally attend church in the morning and celebrate with a giant feast, ignoring the prohibitions of Lenten. There would be drinking and dancing, of course, feasting.
so you get to ignore Lent on St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah.
Heat. I'm not religious, so
I'm not. Yeah.
I
don't eat meat. So
I
guess
started eating fish for Lent. Like I don't know
Hey,
what's
there you go.
that yet, right? I don't know.
now people in green shirts just get hammered all day on beer tinted green with food coloring and praying to their porcelain gods every now and again.
they dye the river.
They dye whatever
In
beer they
Chicago.
have in the fridge.
No, in Chicago they dye the river
Yes.
green. Right? Or
Yes.
is that the lake? Or is it like a
It's a lock, actually.
in Chicago?
Yeah.
Lock, Michigan.
This is a much better name than Lake. I don't know. I like
Fucking A, that shouldn't be as funny as it is to me. There's really no reason for that to be amusing. I guess I can talk about the first known reference of leprechauns.
Oh, good.
I have a
only have the
photo.
last. So.
Oh, good. I have a photo that doesn't relate to the leprechaun part of this at all, because I just bear with me on this one too. So the first known reference to a leprechaun comes from the story
Adventure of Fergus, son of Letty.
So yeah, it's from the 8th
wasn't even
century.
gonna
I think
read that
Adventure
fucking
or
name.
Saga of Ferguson of in the story, Fergus, who was the king of Ulster, was sleeping when 3 small creatures drag him to the sea to drown him. These are the Leprechaun, the leprechaun. The cold water wakes him up as they're carrying him into the fucking water to drown him. So he grabs them, and then they grant him 3 wishes in exchange for their freedom. The only wish that I could find that he used was the ability to breathe underwater. He is granted this wish, but it's not like he grows gills or he can just like do it. He receives enchanted earplugs and a tunic to wear around his head,
Okay.
which will work anywhere except for Dundrum Bay, which is in his own domain. So he immediately goes to Dundrum Bay for a swim, and runs into a sea monster known as Meridris, which is the photo that I have sent you here to pull up.
This guy here.
Yes, this fucking guy here. It just looks like a heart. That's the one that I found that I liked. So he sees this sea monster, and his face gets, quote, permanently contorted in terror. So his disfigured face would disqualify him from kinship, but everyone was so nice that they banned mirrors in his presence, so that he would never know that his face was all fucked up. They kept it a secret from him for 7 years before he finally learned the truth from a servant girl who taunts him after he whipped her. He then bisected her.
What?
It means he cut her in half. He cut her in two, sir. He cuts her in two and then returns to Dundrum Bay to avenge his face. After a bloody 2-day battle, Fergus slays the monster before dying himself, either of exhaustion on the shore with the creature's head held high above his own, or drowning from being too tired after the battle to return to shore.
But he has a hat on.
No. It works literally everywhere but Dundrum Bay. That's why he then immediately goes to Dundrum Bay for a swim.
I thought it only works in Dundrum Bay.
No. It works anywhere but there. And then he immediately goes there for a swim.
You gotta know the details. What's the clause? You know.
I'm still hung up on this man just cutting this woman in half, but whatever.
Yeah, that was just something that happened.
So I have a couple of brief tips before I get into some people who have tried to catch leprechauns, unless you have anything else you want to stick in before I do that.
Nope.
I mean, unless you want to read those off of my notes, I don't give a fuck.
What are we reading?
I'm on the tips for catching leprechaun / people who have tried.
Catching a leprechaun.
Surely we have mentioned gold at this point, right? The pot of gold at the I don't know, gold come up. People want gold. They want the wishes. The leprechauns give you whatever the fuck. Yeah, the
gold and the wishes.
The shillings or wishes or whatever the fuck, you get something from them. People want to try to catch them.
Yep.
So the only time that they sit still, or the only time they're still is when they sit, and the only time they sit is when they fix their shoes on the count of them moving too much. So this is your best option.
Did we mention that they were like, what is the name of that? They do shoes. They do the shoes.
The shoemaker, a cobbler.
Cobblers, yes.
A cobbler. That is the thing that they are known for as well. I think I maybe briefly mentioned shoemaker or something at the beginning, but that's about it.
Anyway, they only stopped just to tie their shoes or whatever.
But yeah, again, I think we mentioned before too, like if you do somehow manage to catch one, like you can't look away or they'll disappear. And then here was that bit in my notes about mystery men. Good, I found it.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you want to hit these stories about people who have tried to catch a leprechaun.
Okay.
You do the first two, I'll do the third one.
All right.
Because there's a bit in the third one I want to tell.
Tim O'Donovan, who captured a leprechaun and forced it to tell him the location of its pot of gold. And then, so the leprechaun did, because I guess that's the fairy law. He showed him the spot. Then Tim, made him dig the hole or try to convince him to dig the hole for him. And the leprechaun doesn't want to dig the hole, so he's trying to reason his way out. Like, listen, guy, I don't have a fucking shovel. I'm not gonna dig you a hole. And apparently that was enough for the guy just to be like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna throw this. Spike
fair play. All right.
Fair enough. You're a 3-foot man. You need a shovel. I'll come back.
You show me where the gold is. Fine.
Yeah. So next morning.
Well, he marks the spot, right?
He marked it with a spike, a stick, and then puts his hat on top of the stick.
Yeah.
That might be important. But anyway, he returns the next morning with a shovel. I don't know if he returns with the leprechaun.
No. He lets the leprechaun go at that point. That's the.
Did I miss that
It's
part?
like, all right, fuck it. Like, no, I mean, I don't think I put it in my notes anywhere, but like,
Okay.
right, like that's.
But he's like,
They,
okay,
they
yeah,
kind of
now
part
that I
ways.
know,
He's like,
whatever.
he marked the spot. He's like, cool. Like, I've got what I need.
Right, there you go. So when he returned in the morning, he found thousands of sticks in every direction, all with an old hat, very close to what his hat looked like, and just like ended up digging holes. This is this is holes. Shia LaBeouf dug a bunch of holes looking
Hector
for the.
Zeroni.
Yep. He never found anything. He gave up.
Fucking.
He just dug a bunch of holes and never found anything.
That's fucking trolly as shit, though. You mark it and it's just like, all right, I'll put fucking 300 of them there. Like, good luck, dude.
Until he carried Hector up the hill and they ate onions and it rained.
I fucking goddamn it!
It's such a good movie, though. Like,
bro,
that movie's so good. It's so dumb.
Can't touch my fucking mouse. The cat's over here, fucking scratching my hand every time I try to do anything.
No. Okay, second story.
Fabian, what's up? Get off of me. Yes, go to the second one. Lost King, what's
going on? What's going on?
Everybody's making it. What's going on?
We're talking about leprechauns. This is a story all about how Michael O'Doherty's life got turned upside down. He was trying to catch a leprechaun for over a year. He wanted to get married. He didn't have any money, so, instead of getting a fucking job, he's like, I'm just going to find a leprechaun. How hard can it be? And I guess he had seen a leprechaun, so, he knows where one's at. He could get one. And this leprechaun taunted him. So he began his hunt. Finally, one night on his way home from a wake and bake, he lay down under a hedge for some rest. Because you do that. That's something you do. Never laid in a hedge.
I mean, clearly you're not from Ireland.
Yeah, is there more hedges in Ireland? I'm not aware of any
There must be a lot more plentiful hedges.
There must be more comfortable than the hedges I've been in.
I haven't spent enough time in hedges to have an opinion one way or another.
Anyway, he wakes up and he sees this same leprechaun that had been taunting him for a while in the grass, mending his shoes. He pounces on the leprechaun and forces him to reveal the location of his gold. The leprechaun guides him off into the hills when suddenly Michael heard a mighty screech over his head that would make the hairs on your head stand up. Frightened, Michael looked up to see what had made the noise. As soon as he did, the leprechaun disappeared because he didn't look at it, and laughed at him as he did that. God. And then Michael died. I don't know. What? So he just died.
That was the end of the story. It was just like, yeah, just Michael was dead. I don't know who goes on to tell this. I don't know if is whatever made the noise killed him, or if he was just like so far into the wilderness that he just like couldn't make it back and died. It just said he died. That's all I got. He died. Michael died. But it's a good thing that the first guy didn't die. So the final story is about the same. A young man by the name of Dennis O'Brien catches a leprechaun and chokes the fuck out of it. Until it eventually gives him its purse, which, again, always contains 1 shilling, no matter how many you have removed from it. As soon as Dennis gets the purse, the leprechaun fucks off, again, laughing. So Dennis goes to the local pub that he frequented, finding several acquaintances there. One of them was supposedly Tim O'Donnell from the first story. This fucking cat, dude.
Damn, what are the chances?
So, well, here's the thing. Tim was supposed to be from Cary, and Dennis was from Tipperary, which is like 2 hours by car today. So, like, it's not impossible, but, like, it's not close, right?
Yeah, it's not just like he just happened to be there because they live in the same place.
I mean, look, it seems like it's a pretty common name.
God, did so hard it killed him.
But like, I don't know. So it's really hard to scroll through my notes, you fucker. Okay, where the fuck am I at? So Dennis tries to order a drink, and the publican is what they call them.
Yeah.
The barkeeps.
The barkeep.
Person who owns a bar or is they call them publicans. I fucking love it.
I read
So
that for the first time in your notes.
The publican calls him out because he's a regular at this bar and he usually doesn't have any fucking money. So he's like, "Hey, don't worry about it. Like, he's I'm a gentleman of fortune and I'll never work a day again in my life. Come, gentlemen, drink at my expense." So he's buying fucking rounds for everybody at the bar. So after 4 or 5 rounds, the publican's like, "All right, buddy, like, no more drinks, tossies, with cash. You gotta at least open a tab, chief. Like, come on." So Dennis pulls out the magic purse and proceeds to tell everybody, like, "Hey, I got it, bitches." Like, like, tell him the story. Like,
check
hey,
out my pouch.
Yeah. So he again explains to everybody like what he has, like how he got it. So he pulls out the coin and then reaches for another, only to discover that the leprechaun had made him an Egypt. The purse was now empty. Dennis had been given a decoy purse. The publican is fucking pissed and hits him over the head.
He would be, yeah.
The other fucking pissed because they now have to pay for 4 or 5 drinks that they weren't. You know what I mean? Like if you're like, "I'll go ahead and have 2," and then someone's like, "I'm buying pounds." Like,
those
fucking
5 rounds.
Let's have 6. Yeah, exactly. So they're mad. So they chip in and also beat the fuck out of him. Apparently, nearly leaving him for dead. I guess a policeman hears all the ruckus and comes to check it out. After interviewing several people, he concluded that Dennis had stolen the purse. Dennis asked if it was a crime to take a purse from a leprechaun. The police replied, "Not at all. If you can produce the leprechaun and make him testify that he gave it to you and that you hadn't stolen it." So obviously, Dennis could not produce a leprechaun and spent 30 days in jail doing hard labor, according to this story.
But he didn't die, so.
I mean,
good job, Dennis.
Certainly, he would have at some point because this would have been a longer time ago than he dead by now. But yes,
he died at some point, but not in relation to this.
I think I'm to the last leprechauns of Ireland. If you have anything you want to add before we get into this fucking mess.
Let me see here. I've got like a mess of notes.
No worries.
About and then just whatever shit I could throw on the wall.
Damn, I need another beer, but I have to get up to get another beer, and you're already you're sifting through your notes. So
yeah. Go ahead and get a beer. I'm gonna show this image of the first engraving of a leprechaun as he's crafting shoes. It's a real shit picture. Check it out. That's a. Look at this. Got a little hammer, a little hat, a little leprechaun there. Let's see if I've got any information. I saw in some they possibly lived in water. Did you read this? Did you run across?
Oh yeah, water spirits, water sprites.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
they maybe live in water.
So that was the thing with that one guy. They were the first encounter where they were trying to like drown him because they were
they're
from
water.
Sprites. Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Also, like, you can get your wishes not just by capturing the leprechaun, but you could also like steal their ring. Maybe they have an amulet or a coin that you steal, and then in order for them to get it back, they're like barter with you. Like, hey, I'll give you a wish if you give me back my coin. So I don't know if you said that. It wasn't until 1959, I think, when Disney got their hands on it, that we saw the more like cute, harmless, magical being instead of like the red-suited kind of dick. Maybe. I read that on the internet.
You read that on the internet, you say?
Yep.
Okay.
I'd like to get into leprechaun traps later. Do we just
talk
about
do that now? I'm interested. Hit me with some leprechaun traps now.
There is 4 ways to capture a leprechaun according to WikiHow. I think
Tell
they're
me
all
the four
exactly the
ways.
same. But essentially, you want to attract them in with something shiny, something gold, something sparkly, something that catches their eye and they're going to be drawn to it. Like a mosquito to a light bulb. And then
I'm unfamiliar with
fly
that.
to a light.
No, flies
to
would be
a,
the shit. It'd be
a
a moth to a
to a
flame.
lamp.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I'm retarded.
Anyway, let's get on with the traps here.
Anyway, essentially, you just want to like get a box with a trap door, put the shiny thing like around it or on top of it so that it just falls in. Most often a shoebox, which makes sense because they want to cobble some shoes. So maybe that you just stick a shoebox out with one of those trap.
But if they can disappear, like vanish, if they're not being observed, like what? How is setting a trap gonna? Okay, continue with your traps.
Here we've got one. It's like a cookie can,
Or that'd get me.
and you cover it in scrapbook paper, and you put a little ladder on the side of it, and so that it climbs in, but it's too. The cookie can is allegedly too tall for the 3-foot leprechaun to climb out of.
If you make a 4-foot
Trapped.
tall cookie can, then yes,
Yeah,
that
that's what I
math
was
checks
thinking.
out.
Just get yourself a nice large box. Like
Just
I said, shiny traps are good. Oh, this one says a trinket, which is also something shiny. Just a box works pretty good, I guess.
Boy, that seems like bullshit to me, but all right.
Yeah, this. Usually they're just like crafts
Seems
made
like a stretch.
in school, like by young children. But you never know. Just keep your eyes out, I guess, and then don't look away.
And then don't look away.
Wiki how.
The last fucking stuff that I have in my notes here is
I have the same.
fucking insanity. I really hope that you haven't looked at any of this shit because this shit is fucking wild.
I think we did.
All right,
Did we not discuss this?
I guess we have talked about this a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
You had some contradicting information to what I had, but I think we got that cleared up for the most part. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I'll hit it, and then
start it, and then whatever.
When I inevitably forget about what we talked about before the show, just holler. So this is in Carlingford County.
Yes, Carlingford. Yes.
In 1989.
Yes.
Fairly recently. There's a bar owner by the name of P.J. O'Hare.
A publican, damn it.
A publican who heard screams from a nearby mountain. I believe it to be Foy Mountain. It might have a different name.
Foy I think Foy. I think it was Foy. Yeah.
Something Foy Mountain, but
he's out walking on a mountain and he hears a scream.
Yep, he's tending his garden actually, and he hears a scream.
So he was. God damn it! I watched a goddamn interview with this guy. So he said that there was an American tourist who had been walking the path and saw like this spot on the garden and was like wanting to buy it as a prospective build site. I think word for word was how he phrased the entire thing.
Okay.
So he couldn't see it from where he was at. Like, I don't know if that was the bar. I don't know what his association with like selling this plot of land up the mountain is, but he then went up the mountain to look at the plot of land.
Okay, but there's no screams?
No, that's why. So he's walking up the mountain to look for this plot of land when he hears the screams.
I thought he went up the mountain because he heard screams, and when
he was already heading up to look at this plot. I don't know how high up the plot was. Maybe it wasn't that far, and he heard the screams and went further up. I don't have like distances from his interview.
He's on a mountain. There's some screaming, and he eventually comes across a scorched area with charred bones, and the bones are surrounded by a tiny green suit, a hat, and like some other items, some gold coins. He gathers those and is like, "Oh, looky here, I've got a leprechaun." and keeps them in a glass box in his bar. I don't know that there's any more. Do you have anything more on that guy? Because pretty much he dies.
Wait, what now? What did you just say to me? Repeat yourself? I was distracted by what Atticus just posted in the Discord here. You might want to pull that up real quick too. But fucking, did you tell me that he found a leprechaun?
He found charred remains of a leprechaun with like a suit
Yes.
intact to some degree, a hat, some gold coins, and maybe some other things.
So allegedly, there's another man up there with him. The local school teacher, Brandon Macabre, or something like that, is out for a jog. I guess he asked him, he's like, hey, did like you hear the screams too? And he's like, yep. So they go and they find this suit that Connor's talking about, like a pile of bones and some I don't know, the ground's like burnt. Was it 4 coins?
4 coins.
4 coins.
Golden coins.
And so this other guy that was with PJ, Brandon, allegedly sends these coins to a professor in Dublin. The Professor Morn or something had told them previously that he had heard of this happening in other parts of the country where a leprechaun had been attacked by a demon.
Oh,
goes on to talk about how leprechauns can literally references the Incredible Hulk, talking about how the leprechauns can Hulk out and expand their body to the size of a sheep or ram or a greyhound standing on its hind legs.
Yep. Okay.
So yes, they do have these the jacket, the little hat, the pants. The hat has a fucking bell on it. Does that not seem hella sus to anybody else?
Why?
Because aren't they supposed to be like
little,
quiet and like I don't want you to find me and steal my gold, but I have a fucking bell on me like my goddamn cat does, so I know where he is when he's walking around the house?
Maybe it's a gold bell that he found, and he's like, "This is a nice gold bell. I'm gonna put it on."
As far as I know, the bell was nothing special, but I don't know that anybody conducted any research on the clothing. I don't know how much they let people really do that.
Anyway, he dies, and then the
Did you have when
go
he died?
missing. I don't have when he died.
Oh damn it!
Sometime. We all die
I
sometime.
looked, but I couldn't find when he died.
I totally looked a lot. Anyway, the bar gets the pub gets sold. The coins go missing at some point. But that's not the end of the story.
No, is this where we have to enter Kevin Woods, whose nickname I didn't
Wood McCoilte. Okay, so we talked about this before the show because I was confused because I had McCoilte or whatever the fuck this guy's name is.
Kevin Woods is his name.
His name is Kevin Woods. He somehow gets a nickname, maybe by the Leprechauns, of McCoilte.
No, I don't believe that is by the Leprechauns,
It's
but
by Irish people.
Perhaps it is. So he is the chairman of the Collingford Tourism Association, for the record.
Yeah, that's sus.
Or I guess maybe was at the time of this. I'm not sure that he still is, but at the time was the
convenient. I wonder how we can drive tourism. Maybe if I find some gold fucking coins in a wall that I'm repairing, or a stone wall.
Well, I mean, so first he in whatever this is. I think this is 1990 at this point. He organizes an annual leprechaun hunt. So on Easter Sunday, starting whatever it's that year. I don't remember if it was early enough that it was 89 or if it was the next year in 1990. But they like put out like ceramic leprechauns. But like, there also kind of was like a hopes that like, because you have a bunch of people out there looking for things, like more artifacts would turn up, but like nothing ever did. But then like, so then in 2002 is when Woods finds those coins. Was it inside a stone wall?
Allegedly, it was inside of a stone wall in a purse. That
was there like a note in there from PJ to him?
I did see something about a note.
One place, but that seemed very not real. But then like in an interview in 2010, he claimed that PJ had handed the coins over to him.
Oh.
So maybe there was something in that note that was like specifically like, but like, how do you know what I mean? Like, how do you like, oh yeah, surely he'll just end up breaking into this stone wall and find, you know what I mean? Like, and also like, how do you yourself get in there to hide it and then repair it and then
Maybe it was like, so he's
person's gonna find it? I don't know.
he's some tourism guy. He has to fix a historical wall. There's a false
No.
rock in the wall.
I'm going to stop you right there. Here's the chairman of the Collingford Tourism Association. He is not like a maintenance guy.
Okay, but it's a small community. You know, he's a one-man show. He's got to do all the repairs of the historical things.
No.
I don't know. I'm trying to justify this motherfucker's fake name.
Look, I watched so many fucking interviews with this goddamn guy. I do not believe for a second. Look, whatever. I don't know what the fuck he's doing in this goddamn stone wall, but whatever.
Anyway, yeah. I don't know.
He's balls deep in the stone wall when he finds a fucking purse. Maybe there's a note in it. I don't fucking know.
Maybe there's coins in it.
It was 2002 when that happened.
But then he began to see fucking leprechauns. Correct?
Yes. Yeah, so coming into contact with, I don't know if it was one of the coins specifically or just like any of the coins, it gave him the ability to communicate with. You wanna take this one?
His first encounter was when he was walking his dog through the mountains.
No. We're talking about Carreg.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
No, because you have is coming into contact with the coins, giving the ability to communicate with the Carreg or whatever, who is the being who served as the elder to the 236 surviving leprechauns secretly living in the region.
Yeah, and apparently Carreg told Mr. Woods that at one time they had millions that inhabited the island. And then, was this what we talked about? Somehow the founding of the states caused them to fucking go, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I have something in a little bit. Hang on. Fucking.
Anyway, there used to be a million. There's not so many anymore because Carriage or Craig, I don't know what the fuck this leprechaun's name is.
Carreg.
But said that they all died because people stopped believing in them.
Yeah, and so then he is now the main believer.
Yeah, he's the last whisperer of the leprechauns.
Yeah, this quote from him later. I can speak to them at any time by having an out-of-body experience. I can communicate with them whenever I wish. I have the gift. Leprechauns are spirits who can take the form of whatever we wish them to be. In my case, I see them as small men, about 12 to 14 inches in height, and they wear a suit in the traditional green of Ireland. It has a gold buckle and belt fastener. It sounds a bit out there. But also, they told him of a series of crisscrossing tunnels underlying Ireland, which is where the leprechauns get their gold.
Yes. Mine shafts.
Yes.
Under Ireland for leprechauns.
So then 2003 is when he's out walking his dog.
Okay.
If you want to take that.
Oh, man, it's very similar to the screaming ones, is it not? So he's walking his fucking dogs in the mountains at, like, just after noon.
I had 11:15 as his direct quote from an interview.
Okay. I was just going off
in the morning.
The time that he got by. Okay. So,
around noon, yeah, 11:15.
Yeah. He's walking up the trail, and off the trail, there is 3 leprechauns sitting on a rock, clearly playing with their shoes because otherwise they wouldn't have stopped. But they didn't notice the man and his dog walking up to them, and then them standing there scared stiff at the sight of the leprechauns, who eventually just fucked off after a few minutes. And then when they returned home, the man was like convinced that he had only been gone for like an hour and a half or something. And his wife was like, fucking no, you've been gone for like 8 hours.
Yeah, so 11:15 in the morning was when he was on his walk. He said that when he saw them, and he said he froze for what felt like a full minute, and that it would probably take him another 30 minutes to get back home. He said 30 minutes, but he also said that the time would be around 12:15 when he would arrive home, which would be a full hour. Anyway, he walks in the door at 7:00 p.m. So he's gone for fucking 8 hours on a walk.
Yeah, Mrs. Wood is pissed. She's like,
As
this
you would
fucking
be.
dinner has been sitting on the goddamn table
You
for
missed
3
lunch
hours.
and you missed dinner. Yeah, that's fucked. He just froze. See, but then you're already in this weird spot of having this weird thing going on with them. Why would you know what I mean? Does that make you more credible as somebody who's I'm going to believe that this guy saw the leprechauns? Or does that you mean that this guy that's obsessed with leprechauns is now saying that he's seen leprechauns? Yeah.
And it has missing time and just keep adding to the amazing things.
So in an interview in 2010, I mentioned this briefly before, he claims that PJ had handed the coins over to him in some sense. Again, I had seen that they were next to a wall or inside of a wall. I don't know if there is a note and that's how they were handed over or what the deal is. Again, I had also seen originally that the coins were sent to some professor in Dublin, but I never heard any more about that, or them getting sent back or analyzed or anything. So then he also in this interview that with quote, with each one there's a gift, and there are 4 gifts, and I have to pass them on 3 hours before I die. They'll revert back to the leprechauns, and so will the gifts. He then goes on to talk about how he has to hand them off to the oldest son of a family with exactly 7 sons in it, and quote, as luck would have it, he happens to have exactly 7 sons. So again, all of this is just super convenient, man. So 2009, the 236 surviving leprechauns in Ireland were afforded protection under the European Habitats Directive.
Yes.
Again, according to legend, they live at the Slate Rock below Foy Mountain, which is a part of the Cooley Mountains. So yeah, Foy Mountain was, I believe, the one where he was walking that we were talking about before. So I have an update from May 31st, 2020. The annual leprechaun hunt has since been canceled because of COVID. Woods was being interviewed on the British talk show this morning about the cancellation. Morning. That's the name of the show, not
I know.
About the cancellation of his event, where he made the report that the leprechauns were coping well with the coronavirus and lockdown.
I've spoken to them. They're fine.
Quote, leprechauns are spirits. They manifest themselves to me as leprechauns. I visit them each day. I haven't broken the restrictions. I communicate with them through an out-of-body experience. Everyone knows what I mean. I can transfer my spirit up there. A man just in last year said this on the news, and there was so much going on in the world. Everybody was fucking sleeping on it.
Yep. Okay.
So similarly, in October of last year, 2020, a 17-year-old Mary O'Neill was on a walk accompanied by her younger sister, younger brother, and Gypsy, the family dog, when they spotted something strange. Quote, we were out walking Gypsy, our golden retriever, when we came across a little tiny man. He was no more than 3 feet tall with a big long beard and was sitting on a small stone step while mending a pair of shoes. He was dressed in a funny sort of top hat and knee-length breeches. And on his feet were the shiniest brogues I've ever seen. As soon as he saw us, he ran away shouting, "You'll not get to me, gold. So you won't." Then simply disappeared with a flash. Then one Professor David Murphy went on to claim that sightings had been on the rise, but went on to provide no further explanations or examples. Then goes on to say, quote, our current thinking is that they may have simply gone into mass hibernation during the 1920s, around the time of the formation of the states. I'm not sure what states were being formed in 1920.
The addition of I think
the Declaration of Independence signed was signed in 1776. I have no idea what 1920 would be. I think Ireland gained its independence in 1937. Like in the 20s, that's not, You know what I mean? Like that's not close enough. And that's not states, right? Like the republic. I don't fucking remember, but like it's not states. So I don't know if this is just like a weird typo on the end of like where I'm getting my notes, or if this man's just saying dates and things and just talking. But he's a professor, so I'm not one of those.
There's only 48 states in 1920, FYI.
I saw that
US
too.
states.
I am assuming that's what Alaska and Hawaii that
Yep.
was it.
They're
Yeah.
both in 59, so.
Okay.
Still nothing. I don't know.
Okay. So I have one last thing to talk about.
Okay.
That is, if you have anything else that you want to say, you need to do it now because this is the weirdest fucking shit that I'm going to say all day.
So I mentioned Disney 1959.
Yes.
Specifically, Darby O'Gill and the Little People was the name of the film. That features a leprechaun king. There's also Lucky the Leprechaun from Lucky Charms, of course. He's commonly chanting about hearts, stars, and horseshoes, clovers and blue moons, pots of gold and rainbows, and red balloons. Then there's also Donahue syndrome, which is also known as leprechaunism, which is really confusing because it's an extremely rare disorder characterized by abnormal resistance to insulin that results in the variety of distinguishing characters, including the growth delays and abnormalities affecting the endocrine system. Is the gland, the system of glands that secrete hormones into the blood system. So,
you tell me diabetes makes you short?
Maybe.
You said something about insulin. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Resistance to an abnormal resistance to insulin.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
And is diabetes your body is lack of ability to produce insulin?
Right.
Or something.
This is like
again, not a doctor. Anyway.
I think that's all I had.
We had. I didn't write anything down about this. But you remember the one in like 2015? No, it was before. It was like 2007, 2008 in Mobile, Alabama. This is the one we talked about. This one, Josh told you about this one. This is the one that we were talking about. That I was like, I don't know if we can talk about this one.
Actually, it wasn't Josh, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
mentioned it that I should look into it.
Yeah, so there was that whole thing where there was like a small suburb in Mobile, Alabama, where there was a bunch of people like freaking out. They did like a bit on like Tosh.0 where they like had like the news coverage on this, and like Key and Peele did a sketch of like there was the exact same fucking thing, like word for word, but they were just like, yeah, we'll just call it a Pegasus. It was fucking ridiculous. But yeah, everybody's just like, there's seen a leprechaun in the tree or whatever, and like just like this whole group. And so somebody goes back in like 2014 and interviews them, and like there was on the first one there's some dude with like a fucking just like he's just like decked out in like fucking he's got what's it fucking called, man, like bulletproof fucking gear on, just like all fucking. It's just like out there, just ready to fucking murder these leprechauns. I'm like, okay, buddy, like settle down. But then like then like when you come back like for this other interview, the guy who saw it, they're talking to him, and it's like, oh, like I don't do drugs, I don't drink, but I decided to have a beer with some of my friends, my family. I'm like, well, then what the fuck are you prefacing this with, like, you don't do this for, if you're like, yeah, well, I was having a drink. Don't literally say I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I was having a beer. Like, yeah, see why I have trust issues? Like, so he goes on to say, like, he's got like some other paintings that he had done of like the leprechaun, and like, kind of like to like that they had went out, they saw him, and then like the next night, same thing, they went out and were like waiting and like saw him. Like, it was the kind of thing where like they were like looking in the tree at this spot and just saw him materialize. Like, they saw his nose and then his mustache and his mouth, and then like he was just there, and then like fucking, I don't know, that everybody like freaked out. I sent you another bit from that, I guess, a couple years, like the next year. I think that was 2014. Then 2015, somebody else was asking around about it. and the locals. I need to pull up my conversation with you where I sent you this because I got to read this, but exclude a small bit here. Right here. Maybe, perhaps, if I can find. Yes. So, numerous witnesses identified the Creighton leprechaun as a local African American dwarf.
So he's doing well. You know,
Sean. The interviewers were brought to meet the man who recounted the story as a prank played on the local community in which he dressed as a leprechaun and climbed a tree, while his friends alerted others about the presence of a leprechaun in a tree. So this man claims to have hoaxed this.
You're telling me that there's multiple people that are friends with a leprechaun?
He's just a person who was.
Are you sure?
It said he was a dwarf.
Yeah, but so are leprechauns.
Are they?
Nobody can prove that he doesn't have magical powers.
I mean, what is the height qualification to be a dwarf?
I have no idea. That's my wife.
Moving on. I didn't really want to talk about that one too much because that one's like, you know what I mean. I don't really know what to make of that one, but I gotta at least bring it up. And this last little bit, I can't not fucking mention to you, Connor. So, about an hour before we started recording, I'm clicking around looking for anything last minute when I fucking strike gold here. Okay, so I found a Word document online.
Interesting.
This document is alleging that instead of being like mischievous or pranksters, that leprechauns are actually like some of the most evil creatures this world has ever seen.
Oh shit.
Quote, although they legally are not allowed to live on Earth, a few managed to escape during the famous Leprechaun Massacre and Roundup. They currently reside in a dimension that if any human hears the name, they would immediately cease.
It's a text document, black background with green
no, it literally
text.
no, literally it is just Microsoft Word. It's a document with text typed into it. It goes on to claim that they most closely resemble, quote, an earth reptile, and that they are 100% carnivorous, but still reproduce in a very strange way. So for a leprechaun to be able to lay an egg, yes, leprechauns lay eggs, Connor. So it first needs to find it needs to find a pre-existing leprechaun egg for it to eat, and that will fertilize their egg.
What came first, the leprechaun or the egg?
I don't have the answer to that. So, I swear to you, I thought this was a reference to some piece of pop culture, a movie, a game, anything. I can't find any fucking reference to leprechaun eggs that isn't like some Orbeez shit. I have no idea who wrote this or why. There's nothing on like a Leprechaun Massacre or Roundup. Like, I do not know what the fuck this is. I do not know who wrote this or why. But it is
find shit like this.
It is some of the weirdest shit I've ever read, but it's just like it was just like a 2.5, 3-page fucking Word document that was just
Jacob's over here researching on the dark net, paying people for information on leprechauns.
I didn't realize it was a Word document. I thought it was a link. I clicked in, it opened. I was like, oh fuck, I just downloaded a virus. Yeah. It's like I had to run a virus scan on a computer. I was all fucking worried, but it's like, I mean, it's in like safe mode. Like I haven't enabled editing. Like maybe I'm all right. But like my computer came back fine, but like. It was the weirdest shit I've ever read. It's like, why is this so different than everything else? There was like some organization that they had referenced that like did the rating for the classification for how dangerous it was. I don't remember what the fuck the name of the organization was, but it was like the acronym was like Malice. I wish I'd wrote all this down. I should have just fucking screenshot the whole thing. Like it was actually fucking bananas, dude. Like I can't fucking believe it. It was a good find. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm a little jealous, but yeah, like, what?
I mean, technically, I downloaded it. Like, surely it's on my computer still. I don't know. My downloads folder.
Slowly corrupting all of your files.
I mean, what files do I have? Oh no, my games.
Yeah, not my.
Oh no, my
files.
games. Oh no.
I gotta
Fucking,
re-download
I'll live.
those.
I'll live. I can't find my fucking. Let's go downloads. Let's go downloads. Yep, I got it. I have the Word document on my computer. I don't know. I'm not gonna distribute it. I'm gonna get sued on some fucking bullshit grounds here, but like,
You're not selling it for money.
no, I'm not. But like, there's still still distribution rights or whatever the fuck. I don't know. It was strange. I don't know. It was weird.
You posted a text document on the internet.
Well, I mean, I guess I could retype it and be like,
See, this originated.
this is the fucking shit that I found in a forum that is maybe not going to give you a virus, but like somebody wrote this and put this on the internet. I'm just putting it in some. I'm just also putting it on the internet. Look, I don't know what would possess somebody to assume that a leprechaun looked like a reptile.
I don't know.
Granted, if it's a fairy, if they're able to, but if you're able to like manifest in different forms or whatever, is it alleging it's like, oh no, that's just like maybe their true form isn't that of like a small fucking a little dude with a fucking beard, but it's actually a reptile.
Bearded reptile, huh?
I mean, do you have a bearded dragon?
I do have a bearded dragon.
Case in point.
Give me your gold, Osiris.
Yeah, why don't you just like set that thing on your head when you record? Just fucking leave him up there.
I certainly could.
He just fucking chill on your shoulder until he fell off into your hood.
The crap out of my head, but
that's what the cat's fucking over here doing to my hand. Like, I have no control over this. Like, whatever.
I do have control of the beard.
I could move the cat. Like, let's be honest. But I mean, I don't have anything else in my notes here.
Yeah, nope. Yeah.
Other than the fact that I learned the word publican. Any final thoughts on the leprechauns, Connor?
100% real. I'm convinced that Jacob is a leprechaun. Actually, 2 leprechaun stacked on top of each other.
In 2 leprechauns in a trench coat?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I've been had.
Do you ever switch spots? There's like one.
Yeah.
Guy.
But the one that's on it's usually the legs. He parts his hair the other way, so I don't let him come out very often because it is a tell. But you know, I had to go get 2 beers because he's down there drinking another one. You know, so.
Damn, I was gonna try a really quick. Hold on. I don't know if I can. I was gonna try and turn your camera the other way.
Invert it.
Flip, yep.
It is probably not worth the bit.
It would have been if I could have pulled it off. But
2 leprechauns in a trench coat. Fucking A. Did you stay up all night making that one? Or?
Yeah, I really didn't get a lot of sleep.
Is that the only thing you had written in your notes?
Yeah, I didn't send you my notes because that was literally.
That's the only thing in your notes.
2 sentences. Happy St. Patty's Day, Jacob. Tell us about your people, and then two leprechauns in a trench coat. And do you switch places?
It's funny. It's probably 3. Honestly, if they're 3 feet tall, it's 2. It's fine. Oh man, that's a funny bit. Boy, fairies are interesting in general, and I haven't done enough fucking research on that. There's a lot here. There's a lot that I'm 100% certain is bullshit. It seems strange that like it's the exact same thing with so many fucking regional variants. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh yeah, this one's it's the same thing, but like his hat's a little different. Like, and you know what I mean? And it's very specific of like it was like a British infantry's uniform. It's like that's like clothing that they would know, right? Because at this point, like they're under British rule. Like they're literally slaves to Britain, so they would be aware of what that uniform, you know what I mean? It's just like there's some things like that like are kind of strange and don't quite add up to me. You know, I could write off all the fucking stories of the people who like said that, or like the stories of like, people who caught a leprechaun and like didn't really catch a leprechaun or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? That's just like miscellaneous, like it's like bedtime stories. It's like folklore or whatever the fuck, you know? Like
Yeah.
I can write those off, but like the fact that like that exists so many fucking places, and even like you have like in Germanic folklore as well, and stemming into other things too, and it's just like, oh fuck. So I don't want to sit here and be like, yeah, fucking leprechauns, but like, I don't know. I'm slightly more skeptical of like fairies than most anything else that we've talked about on this show.
You don't think fairies exist?
No,
There's
I'm slightly
fairy
more like
gods.
skeptical of like they fucking might than anything else
Oh.
we've talked about. Like I can't, like I don't, again, like I don't believe like, but like it's tough to, you know what I mean? And then if you get like really into like the fourth dimensionality of the fucking shit, or like being invisible or whatever, then it's like, well, then how can I ever fucking, you know, like whatever. So
Listen to a
I've had a few
podcast, Star
okay.
Talk. They were talking about dark matter and got into some of that kind of shit, and I was like,
I hate that.
fuck, we don't know anything.
I hate that. Is that the universe expanding? That's the space that is in between things that is created in that expansion is dark matter? Is
Yeah,
that
and
correct?
it's passing through everything all the time and doesn't interact with light.
I actually hate looking at any of that because it upsets me. It's too much thinking, and I will never know the answers. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I'm
I will
wasting my time.
I will
Even thinking
never
about
know
it.
I will lose sleep for the rest of my life thinking about those things, and I will never know the answers.
That's why I'm not right, Jacob. That's why my weeks have been fucked up. Just been questioning my existence.
Dog, I've been. I tell you, I shit. I woke up at fucking. I was out of bed after 4 o'clock this morning. I was fucking came down here. I did 2.5 hours worth of research before I fucking went to work today.
Yeah, I didn't even get out of bed until fucking 6 o'clock when I was supposed to be at work.
Yeah, I was here doing research.
Jacob's just wrapping up research, getting ready for work, and I'm fucking laying in bed.
It's yeah, man.
This episode is brought to you by Jacob's Notes. Okay, who did we do last time? This was a Gorps.
Last time was Gorps,
Large
yeah, with
sloth?
the North American giant sloth.
Hey Atticus, can I show this picture you shared in the Discord to the YouTubes? While we talk about this, who do you think will win, the Gorps or the Leprechauns?
Gotta go Leprechauns. Gorps is just like they're
that one
magical,
has a sword
right?
wand.
They're magical. The fucking God, the Gorps were big, but like I think I gotta give it to the Leprechauns, unfortunately. How about you? What do you think?
I like the Gorps. They might be slow, I guess.
They weren't slow.
They weren't slow.
It's a
They're
ground
just
sloth.
big.
Remember, it wasn't like they're not like super fast, but they're not like
Three-toed sloth.
they're not like
Same.
modern day sloth, like slow motion slow. A comparable sized thing. Atticus gave you the thumbs up there if you're trying to share this on stream here.
Atticus, a Discord member, illustrated this lovely. God, the more I look at this, the more I love it.
Us as the Montauk Monsters.
Yeah, I love it. The facial hair details.
Yes.
The little crustache, the long hair.
Yeah, I didn't even notice your little crustache.
Yeah.
That slaps, dude. Oh my god.
The pizza. I love it.
Oh shit, that's fucking good. Fuck yes. I love it.
Thank you, Atticus.
Thank you. It's
Changing
fucking
the-
awesome.
That's beautiful. Brings a tear to my eye.
Yeah. Did you side with Gorps there?
Yeah, look at these this is what I pictured like if I was a Gorp. It's almost slothy.
I'm waiting for the stream to update here. Almost slothy.
It could be a sloth. I don't fucking know.
still waiting for whatever it is you're trying to pull up here.
I'm not pulling up anything.
Oh, I thought you were trying. You said here, like you were trying to show me a picture. Like I was waiting for you to. Okay.
No, like this
Uh,
could almost be like this rendition of the Montauk monster.
I thought we were talking about.
It looks. I'm
Bulls.
talking about Atticus still.
Yeah, my bad.
Montauk monster-esque. Fuck off. I don't know. I'm going with Gorps. They're big sloths. It's my spirit animal. I don't know.
All right, we will do a better job of posting the polls this time than we did last week.
I will not, but you can always hope. Jacob did a great job pulling one out of his ass.
No, I didn't.
2 days ago.
But everybody in Discord doing that for 2 days. Appreciate it. Gorps won by a lot. Yeah, Gorps won by a lot. So everybody, well, I mean that was Spring Hill Jack and Gorps though, so that was the one before.
Yes,
so
yes. We will try and get
we will
Gorps
have
versus Leprechauns.
Gorps versus Leprechauns will be up.
I'll put it right
when
now.
this episode gets put. Well, this episode technically, do we do that now or do we do it once the episode's like posted?
Everybody in the chat is in fucking.
There is
anyway.
there is more people subscribe to us on YouTube than are in the Discord. So, but also we do record these episodes like live on YouTube. So if you're not hanging out with us in chat, you could be.
What's the deal with the
Airline
four-leaf
food?
clovers?
What?
What's the deal with the 4-leaf clovers?
They're supposed to be good luck.
But are they related to leprechauns in any way? Or is that like a fairy thing? Because there's like little fairy gardens. Are they like an indication that there's a fairy nearby?
I think it's just also Irish tradition is just kind of wraps that together. I don't know. The only other thing I can think of is like St. Patrick's Day. It's like I don't know if it's technically spring yet, but like we're right in that kind of time of year where like
A 4-leaf clover might bloom.
clovers are starting to. I saw some fucking clovers while I was on my walk today. You know what I mean? Like some stuff starting to grow. Like we got a little bit of snow, but like it was warm enough before, and
It was hardly a snow. It was like
yeah,
just
like
a
we got
slush.
a dusting. Yeah, it was fucking. Yeah, it wasn't even barely snow. It was slush. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's just I don't know. I think it's just also just Irish. I don't think it has anything to do with.
That's something.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is something else that I'm missing. So I'm just really quick looking at this.
The first leaf represents hope. The second stands for faith. The third for love, and the fourth brings luck. From Atticus.
Hmm.
You put all these fun toys by my
Also,
desk.
allegedly, if you find one, you're more likely to find more because a plant that produces ones with 4 leaves is more likely to produce one than one that only produces 3-leaf clovers.
Certainly, it's a mutation of sorts.
Yep.
Because the
Certainly.
mitochondria.
Is the powerhouse of the cell. Yeah, that was the same thing that I was thinking. It's the only thing I remember from high school. Let me tell you that now. I say the only other thing I have in my notes is like my random music recommendations that I do like 3 times a season. Yeah, so there's this fucking I don't know, it's fucking this one this time is the song is called Thin Ice by this band Guilt Trip. Fucking slapper. If you like good music, check it out. Otherwise, don't. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, we got the polls posted in the Discord already. Once this is up, we'll make sure we get this posted on Instagram, Twitter, wherever the fuck else this is, and we'll go from there. Don't have any reviews. Yeah, fucking
happy
St. Patrick's Day. Thank you for listening to the show. Everybody in chat, thanks for being here. Fucking shout out to Atticus for the drawing.
Yeah, special shout out to Atticus and all of our Patreons.
Oh, yes.
There they go. Chamomile Cat, Angel. I know Angel's in here.
Angel was here at some point.
Yeah. We've also got Nathan, Nathaniel, Bearfact Man, and Thomas P. who's here. Thanks, Thomas. Fucking shout out to you. And Levi Dies.
Of course, Levi. Yes. All of you legends, thank you.
Legendary.
Also,
Patreon
everybody
patrons.
here in chat, everybody for listening. Also appreciate all you. Means a lot. I know also a couple people in the Discord were just talking about buying some merch recently.
A couple
Don't
people
know
did buy merch
who,
recently.
but thank you. I
from the
appreciate
Discord.
it. Also, somebody else just joined the Discord.
Yes, they did.
GFT Drago, hey, official shout out on the episode.
Yeah, if
Cool.
you're watching, fucking shout out. If you made it back to your dorm in
I got
time.
I got nothing else, man.
I don't either. If you want to support us like the Patreons, it's patreon.com/countingcryptids. I'll put that link, that thing. We've got our Jackalope $1 tier and our Chupacabra $3 tier. That's every month. Donating money to the podcast to help us do this, continue to do this, because it's getting harder every fucking day. There is some benefits. You know, there's some Discord things like what do you call those? You get a special title. Is they call them titles?
Oh yeah, there is maybe a role technically in Discord
role,
as well as access to that special channel. That's pretty stagnant, but
pretty stagnant. But
it's there.
It exists. You can make it exciting. I don't know. You also get 30% off merch from TeePublic.
Also, another way to support the show.
There's an MP3 of the intro music, and maybe at some point there'd be some wallpapers if I ever get around to.
We have some old stuff that we're gonna get put up on there for those people as well.
Some what?
We have some old stuff we're putting up for them.
Oh,
did you get those downloaded?
Yes, I forgot.
Okay, so you had mentioned wanting to remix those or remaster those or something before you uploaded those, but we have some old stuff that we recorded
prior to this podcast.
Counting Cryptids. We were like, hey, we should do a podcast, and like started doing it, and like didn't really do it very often, and like it wasn't really good at all, and like our name wasn't good, and like it wasn't working for anyone.
Impossible to find. There's so many factors.
Since taken that name and is doing a lot better than we ever did with it. So fucking shout out there. But
it was never the name.
Yeah, the problem was never the name.
We did 4 episodes in 1 year.
There's a hand, and yeah, right. It was slightly more than that. I think it was like 7,
6,
but it was
7,
like it was maybe like a year and a half, 2 years. But there is some of that old content that we happened to find that I think originally when we did start this podcast, that was like we threw like 4 of those episodes up as just like we don't really have any content right now. So like if you guys want to listen to the show, like listen, if you like us, this is some shit we did before. If I think we put a disclaimer at the beginning, like, hey, this kind of sucks, but like you can still listen. We'll take your download numbers. But yeah, so we're gonna put those up on the Patreon. So if you're interested in weird old content, that'll be there. It's really bad and embarrassing, but we're putting it up there.
Yeah,
so, putting ourselves out there.
Only for Patreons because I feel bad. I feel bad people having to listen for free. I'd rather charge them to listen to my shit ramblings. I don't know. I got an offer via email to advertise for a cryptocurrency website, something.
Surely they think that we're a like cryptocurrency podcast.
Cryptocurrencies.
Because when we started this, there was a couple of people on social media that just like kept adding us to that were like crypto moms and shit, you know. And I'm like, this is not what you think it is. Like, you have added the wrong account. Like, we're out here like talking about ghost sex and shit. Like, this is not what you're looking for. So
you're not gonna get any advice on trading cryptocurrencies.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, shit. Maybe they're just looking for something. I'm just give them a ridiculously high number, and if they fucking say yeah, dude, go for it, and they send us a paycheck, like next time we're gonna be advertising cryptocurrency that I don't know a fucking thing about. Let me tell you that right now. So we'll see. Unlikely, but we'll go from there. I think they have no idea who the fuck we are, and we're going to send something outrageous back, and they're going to be fucking offended, and we're going to never work with anybody ever. But, you know, that's where we found ourselves.
Yeah.
Shooting for the stars.
This is...
Maybe they were looking for the ghost sex. Fuck.
What else? Anything? T-Public? Do that?
No, that's also a way
That's
you can
super
support the show
helpful.
if you don't just want to like direct deposit money into a PayPal that we turn around and
Yeah, you
fucking
want
give
something
back to
in
everybody at
return?
New Year's. Like,
Here
I
it
mean, it's
is.
all
We
going
got
to
some
like
sick shit.
hosting the show. There's some stuff. I gotta change the Okay Buddy one. Nathaniel just asked me to do a full T-shirt instead of the just like the breast pocket logo. So I got some changes I need to make to that. But yeah, also a way you can support the show.
And look cool doing it.
Like it just fucking go subscribe on the YouTube channel and fucking hit the notifications. Try to check out a live show. I know what was it, Brooke?
Brooke hasn't been here
Brooke
for
made
a
it,
while.
said, hey, I caught a live show. I caught it live. Yep, Brooke made it. Angel made it for a little bit.
Who was that guy that popped in? Fabian.
Yes.
I don't think that he's been in the live show before.
A couple of new people here today, so I appreciate you guys stopping by, and I know there's been more people subscribing on the YouTube, so hey, fucking appreciate that, guys.
The shit out of you.
Yeah. So I don't know, just fucking thanks. Like I said thanks.
I don't.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Yeah.
All right. We'll. I think it's safe to say that we're not doing every other week. Like.
We're trying, but it's
more like 2 episodes per month.
Yeah, life's getting interesting right now. I've been pretty busy, and you've also been busy, and just finding time to like do research, let alone like sit down and fucking record, has been like kind of a deal. So
it has been quite a deal. But
I had a fucking good time with this one though. Like I just like kept researching. I was like, this is fucking insane. Like I can't stop reading some of this shit.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like just fucking memes. I don't know. I didn't think there was gonna be anything.
I thought it was gonna just be like folklore. I was really worried
Right.
going in that I was gonna be like just struggling through like Gaelic names and like mispronouncing things the whole time, but instead I'm just like, no, this fucking guy's just like choking a leprechaun and then gets beat up at a bar. Like that's all it was.
Yeah, next
All right.
episode is fucking fairy sex.
I don't think so,
Yeah, maybe
but
not.
if there's enough on it, I would consider it.
All right. Well, you'll have to wait and find out till next time.
I think that's gonna be a whole other fucking Google search, man. That's gonna end up with just a bunch of weird shit. You're just gonna end up with porn. It's just gonna be porn.
Well, that'll be a good episode to start our Chatterbait stream.
Fucking, all right, that's it. We're done.
Turn
We're
the
done.
microphone.
We're
off.
done. That's throwing the towel. We're done. Turn off the
All right.
microphone. We're done. Thanks everybody.
Thank
Good night.
you, and
Happy St.
goodbye.
Patrick's Day. Goodbye.
Wear your green.